I gotta make a fancy cup of coffee and then I want to talk to you guys about something. Hold up. So I want to talk about one thing that I think is important to talk about. It's called staying happy when you suck at real estate. All right, I got my paper here. I got a quote on it, and I want to read you this quote, but I'm also first going to take a sip of my coffee in my fancy line mug from Starbucks. It's delicious. The mug. So when you're first getting started in real estate, you're going to come up against a lot of crap that you think is impossible and it's going to frustrate you. But it's really, really important that you stay motivated while you're doing it, because if not, you're just going to give up. And the reason most people fail is because they give up when it gets tough. And I don't want that for you. And as a company, we don't want that for you. There's way too much out there, way too many real estate deals for you to give up. So you got to stick with it. And I found this cool quote with a course I was going through the other day. And I'm gonna read it for you from this piece of paper right here. So the quote is, the brick walls are there for a reason. And I'm just gonna close this window because it's super loud. Okay, here we go again. Let's try that again. The brick walls are there for a reason. The brick walls aren't there to keep us out. The brick walls are there to give us a chance to show how badly we want something. Because the brick walls are there to stop people who don't want it badly enough. The brick walls are there to stop people who don't want it badly enough. And let me tell you, when you're getting into something new, you're going to come up against some brick walls. I like to play guitar. I've been playing it for a while. And when I was first starting out, I came up against a lot of brick walls. And you know, you're trying to move your fingers to make these chords that you hear other people do, and you see other people being able to do it, but you can't do it. And it's so frustrating. You're just like, I just remember like trying to stretch my fingers so they would work properly. You know what the one thing was that made them stretch? Practice, doing it over and over again. And just, you get the little calluses on the tips of your fingers and it would hurt. It hurt so much. And there was times where I'd cut my nails too short before going on the road and it would like rip and like it would hurt to press down and you'd have to power through it. And that's powering through the pain. That's a whole other thing. It's such a big thing that a lot of people don't really talk about. I mean, we all know that we need to, like, it's tough, we have to work through it, but like, how do you stay happy when you feel like you suck? A big one is trying to have goals to look forward to. So if there was going to be a few things in this video, one would be have something to look forward to. So have like some people call them vision boards, or just like a couple pictures of things that you want to get. Like maybe it's a new car, maybe it's a new penthouse or a new just apartment in your city. Maybe it's a new, I don't know, computer, something like that. Have something to shoot towards. Maybe it's your family, to provide for them in a different way so you don't have to work so much at your current job. Whatever it may be, you have to have something to look towards, and it's really key that your mind is focused on that. A second thing would be to, let me just drink some of this. Let's look at Dougal while I drink this. Hey, Dougal. Hey. Hey. Nah, he's great. So number two would be, you got to find something to rejuvenate yourself. So I tend to work a decent amount, but what I do every week is I go to the coffee shop up the street and I get coffee and I get a muffin. It's like a fancy latte and a fancy organic muffin. It's kind of ridiculous. And sometimes we get avocado on toast, which is vastly overpriced but delicious. And I'll just sit there and I'll even work from there sometimes, but just the act of getting out, and it does cost money. Every week I go do that, but it's also a write-off because I'm working, which is a tax tip from Corey, but talk to your accountants. So that's cool. That's such a great thing to do, is I look forward to that every week. To me, that's like going to Cuba for a week. Every week I look forward to that, and usually I don't plan anything around that, and I always go there and do that. So what can you do? What can you do a week? Maybe it's hanging out with a community of friends. Maybe it's having like a potluck once a week, or maybe it's just doing something like that you can do once a week, just to kind of recharge you, refresh your energy, and give you a new outlook for the week. Maybe it's a church. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's a dance class or an improv class or something like that. What is one thing you can do to help with that? And it just refreshes your mind. And those two things have proved really helpful for me. I have like little routines that I do in the morning that really help as well. I've made some little clips for Facebook about routines and stuff, but I'll continue to make more of those. One of them is just reading in the morning and drinking some water. I go to the gym. I do a kickboxing class once a week. That's fun. And if you want to meet people, that's a great way to do it too. So how do you stay happy? Those are a few things to help you stay happy when you suck at real estate. And also, of course, just continually training, getting new information, not putting it off to the side when it gets tough. You kind of have to power through that wall of toughness where it's like feels like everything's failing. For instance, we've gone to a few tax sales, like 3+ tax sales consistently, and got nothing, zilch, zero, bueno. I think that's good, but we'll say it's zero. We got zero. But what do we keep doing? We keep going to it, and we hope that it gets better. And we actually know from past experience that there's always a wall that you face, but if you continue on, you can burst through that wall. And that's the whole reason why we continue going to these sales, is because we know there's deals there. We just have to be consistent and persistent with them. And it goes the same for you when you're learning this stuff. I will give you an example. We were at a sale, a new sale that we just checked out. Josh was there, and he said that all the houses were bid up super high, but there were tons of little lots to get started in. So if you were starting with a little bit of money, those would be the things you want to look for, is these little lots that are in a decent place. Maybe they're connected to a piece of land and you can contact the homeowner and see if they want it. Maybe you can sell it at a huge discount and just flip it really fast and then use that money to buy a bigger piece of land, et cetera, et cetera. And it is a tedious process and there'll be lots of research involved, but the skills you're going to learn in doing that, like I'm not even just talking about real estate skills, I'm talking about life skills like persistence and I can never remember big words when I need them. Persistence and like self-control to continue them, and focus. All these skills that you learn from continually doing these little things that are sometimes tedious, it's going to build up to a huge, huge reward once you get finding the bigger houses, and it's going to create the mindset that you need that really helps you as you get into the bigger deals. And it's going to it almost like changes your entire outlook on life when you start working on these smaller deals and you get these smaller deals. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. Those are just a few of the things that I've noticed this past week about how to kind of stay happy when you suck at something, especially with guitar. I'm learning country guitar, like I said, and it's easy to think you suck when you're just starting something new. So, but stick in there, stick with it. If you haven't read the ABCs yet of Tax Lien Deed Investing, it's a great book. We also have a great program called the Total Freedom Business, which we just released. There's lots of incredible stuff in there. There's like live calls every month. We ship stuff to your door. I don't have the package with me, but it's something cool. I'll make sure that pops up here. And also subscribe. We have some great videos, so most of all, I want you to subscribe. Keep up the content. We're always going to put out new content, and it's going to really help you get used to that feeling of knowledge, of bringing in knowledge, and it's really going to also guide you and be very helpful as you continue on with the investing journey in real estate. So subscribe, you'll see it right here, and we'll talk to you guys soon, and thanks for watching. Oh, how could I forget? Coffee. Make sure you comment below if you have any questions. Let me know if there's a few things that you've done that have helped you stay motivated in times of trouble or sorrow. What are some things that you do? I'd love for you to post in the comments below. I'll respond to each of them personally. It's so great to see that stuff. So make sure you subscribe and comment below, and I'm gonna send you some more great shots. Mug shots, get it? Lion. All right.